Greetings, Flesh Wound Horror freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Flesh Wound Horror. I am Daniel Shine, joined as always by Todd Loya.
What's up?
Pugs Dread.
Namaste. What's up?
And Mike Kruger.
What's up, you sick motherfuckers?
Yeah.
So we are here tonight, fresh off of Scare Me, newest film.
Dan just blew by it. It's October 1st, and he's just like no selling it.
Yeah, no selling our month.
We just did a Halloween show.
You were excited as shit for it this whole time. And now it comes.
This is literally our first review of our big October everything.
Halloween Apocalypse. Yes. October.
Did he say apocalypse or Holocaust?
He only believes in one.
I heard Holocaust.
Oh, fuck! Where does this come from?
Your people.
All the times you piss us off during the week.
Jeez.
All right. Well, it wouldn't be the beginning of the season without giving Dan some shit.
There you go. Well, all right. Well, fuck you, and let's get into the review. So, Scare Me, from director Josh Rubin, follows, excuse me, during a power outage, two strangers tell scary stories. The more Fred and Fanny commit to their tales, the more the stories come to life in the dark of a Catskills cabin. The horrors of reality manifest when Fred confronts his ultimate fear. Fanny may be the better storyteller. All right, so, Pugs, what did you think of?
Scare Me?
I'm having some technical difficulties. I'm sorry. What did
Shocker.
you think of Scare Me? I'm back.
Excellent. So this is a story I really like. It's like when TV episodes do their bottleneck, where it's very minimal. It's all imagination. So it's like it's up to me to fill in the blanks, and I fucking love that like a lot. So I really enjoyed this movie. I have a major crush on I forgot her last name, but Stormfront Aya Cash. You're the Worst, and she's Stormfront on The Boys. I would put babies in her mouth. Just saying. So she's awesome in this. She can do everything. She can do scared. She can do mean, but her best attribute is fucking sarcasm. She's just funny, and this is like meta horror comedy. Like, I absolutely love this fucking thing. I had a great time. Everybody held their own weight. It's a very minimal cast, which is great, but like the story is big, but how they deliver it is really small. So I really like this movie a lot.
It's definitely light on the horror portion. I should tell people that first off. So, well, I get that, but I would say if you're going into this, think quirky comedy. The stories they tell are not scary.
Well, I want to just tag in here real quick. And
yeah, go ahead.
I'm kind of with you on that. You know, I really wanted to see the stories actually play out. But here's my thing. Was this made during the pandemic is the fucking real question. Because if that's the case, then this is some good shit. But if not, I think this movie could have been taken so many steps ahead of what we got if they actually showed us what the fuck they were talking about and not did the whole, okay, well, let's shoot to this guy talking, to this person talking, then let's throw a tiny little effect in here. If they would have just went like full blown and made this an anthology horror movie, I think I would have enjoyed it a little bit more than I did because, to be honest, I really wanted to see the shit they were talking about. But the biggest thing I did like about this story was the contrast between two generations. I don't think it was as obvious as maybe some people will take it, but I saw this as 2000 to 2020 horror fans and 80s horror fans going against each other, kind of, and compare and contrasting, and also showing like the little quirky, hypocrisies in our, stupid little, ways that we have of each other in those two different eras. Because I'm kind of caught in between you guys. You know what I mean? Because I can get a little bit woke sometimes, but I also love my hardcore, balls to the wall, fucking straight up 80s horror. And I think this did a good job of that, but I would have loved this so much more if I actually saw the stories they were coming up with, because I was like, fuck, dude, especially when they were on the American Idol story. I wanted to see that come to life, like big time.
Okay.
Yeah, you could have done it almost as sort of a go to the stories wrap around.
But this is very cost effective too. And actually, Todd, if you could look up if this was made during the
I already did
cool.
that, and I can't find any information other than 2012, and it was shot.
I doubt it.
I doubt it because
I
they'd hype that up.
Yeah, I think this was actually the vision they intended.
I do too. I'm yeah.
I think they gave enough to fill in the blanks, but yeah, I would like to see some things like blown out, like super grandiose.
Well, I'm just saying, man, like when the girl was talking about that rape scene with the edible arrangements manager and the fucking little ghoul, and he's like, kill him, I wanted to see that shit so bad. Like my imagination was running wild. And as a guy that's creating his own story. Yeah, well, no, and I get that, but as a guy that's kind of like in the midst of creating his own story right now, I think I would have preferred to actually just see their words and then see the things come to life, because that's I love seeing books come to life in cinema and stuff like that. I think there was just some area in there that could have spiced this up a little bit.
Yeah, I'll say at first I was thinking like, oh Jesus Christ, these characters are annoying as shit. This is gonna be a long watch. Then it did drive me, and now I will say the acting's fantastic. The characters are kind of meant to be that way. It's intentional. But it did kind of drive me in. I'm like, okay, this is odd. I'm kind of curious how this is gonna morph into a horror movie, which I guess it kind of does. But like I said,
I gotta pause right there. They're basically telling campfire stories in the way they are. So so that's why I'm like, it's a horror film. It's not a slasher. It's not a gore fest. It's a small, intimate thing. So.
What was that movie we just saw with Malcolm McDowell?
Oh, yeah, exactly. The Caller.
The Caller. Yeah. It reminds me of The Caller.
But I did want to confirm with you guys, it definitely was not shot during the pandemic, because it had its premiere at the Sundance Film Festival January 24th this year.
This had Beyond Fest written all over it. I would got motherfucking.
Yeah, it's funny. I was kind of surprised to see this when I saw that she was in it. I was like, well, that's normally a little bit, yeah.
Let's just be real here, Pugs. You liked it because there was a Howard the Duck reference.
Oh my god! I lost my shit. And then they do Howard the Duck, and then they mentioned Batman. Minus points for it being forever, but hey, it's Batman. It's my two favorites. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I was like, man, who are these fucking dorks? And then it did start to draw me in. I thought the dueling Crypt Keeper impressions was funny.
Really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, it caught my attention. I do feel like this is another one, kind of a theme with some movies we've done recently. It's gonna be kind of split. Some people are gonna like it, some people are gonna just.
Dan, you say that about 90% of the movies we review.
Lately, it feels that way, yeah. But this one, I think.
But you understand, right now, everything is like that. So saying it every week isn't really needed. But, I'm with Pugs. I really loved this thing. It was hilarious. It was well written. I like that it left it to your imagination. It's funny because I actually. Kruger and Dan are a lot closer in their opinion than I was expecting, because this is the one I expected Dan to love because of something like The Caller.
I did, but not at first. Like I said, my opinion started to change. I was just like, oh man, this humor's not clicking. Then it did. So I would say stick with it. It's an hour and 44 minutes, so it is a little bit longer than I think
they
it has
should
to
have
be.
trimmed the fat, I think, a little bit.
Yeah.
They could have cut
least...
20 minutes easy, right? 22 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Cut out the Pac. No, I liked him. He was cool. You said yeah? Wow.
Well, I didn't know what.
Pac is a person of color.
That's fucked up. Goddamn. No, I did. And then when they started, the Coke stuff and everything.
Well, it was funny that they went into like all the cliches behind horror writers, like everything, about Stephen King's past and shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to get into more of what I thought it could have did better in the spoilers, but it's not bad by any means. I'm not going to shit all over it. I think it's like ambitious enough that it's worth your watch, but like Pug said, definitely could have fucking trimmed out like 25 to maybe even a half hour of the fat in this.
The ending is good. I thought that was
I thought that was
that was fun.
Yes.
So
that well, I'll get into it in spoilers. That line's hilarious.
But I see. It's funny. I kind of thought they tipped the ending at one point too.
They did.
Okay.
I liked when Carlo's like, "I want a dead baby story."
Did you guys
marching in a little army?
Did you guys notice the Pizza Man's jacket?
I did not.
They were on Overlook Mountain.
Oh, there's a lot of.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Shining references.
Well, that.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
well, that was the thing I was gonna say too. Is like, this isn't like necessarily anything new. Like, we've seen the fucking Rider goes into the middle of nowhere and goes insane like a fucking million times. So it is one of those ones. But to me, I'm okay with that as long as it becomes interesting. And this did become interesting to some extent, but I think there was just so much potential here that I couldn't give it a pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it is very clever. I will have to watch the boys sooner rather than later now, since she's in it, because I did think she was really good. After October, it's not really a Halloween thing.
And you're the worst.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that that's like her.
So yeah, guys, very quirky. You should see it though, honestly, because it's different. The humor's different. Actually a good one, since I always say to double stuff, Murder Party. Kind of a good one. Not the exact same.
I wouldn't compare that to this whatsoever.
Yeah.
Murder Party had some fucking crazy gore.
It did.
This
it's
had
different.
nothing. I mean, to me, this is going to appeal more to people that are really into that awkwardness. You know what I mean? People that really love those awkward ass movies, and like, the shit that makes you uneasy. I think people that are, and dark comedy people, because this is, I think, technically a dark comedy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. So, all right. Do we spoiler section now?
Well, it would be good. Yeah, it would be a good idea to rate it. Yeah.
I know. I don't know why I always forget it. I'm just going to do that.
Because you need
forget every time. I'm going to start reminding you. Fuck it.
You know what? When Dan forgets, I don't know. We'll think of a punishment.
I'll just say, let's rape this bitch. All right.
Whoa. Was that a P or a T?
Could have been either one.
All right. So, I'll go first. God, this is one of the harder ones to rate in a while. I'm gonna give this a 3.5. I don't know if it has a lot of replay value, but I did enjoy it, and it's clever humor. What say you, Kruger?
a toss up between a 3 and a 2.5 for me, because I to be honest, I wanted to turn this off so many times, but there is stuff that's good in it, and I am 100% fully, I truly believe if they would have showed the stories they were telling like on the screen rather than leave it up to your imagination, it would have worked better, at least for me. But I'm gonna give this one a 2.5. Just because I really wanted to like the ending more than I did, and I just didn't.
More glimpses, see the grandpa, see the troll. I would agree.
Yeah.
Pugs, what say you? I
am a solid 4. I probably would have been a 3.5, but Howard the Duck and Batman. Yeah, it's 4 for me.
Is Creep a better double feature? Maybe?
No.
I know they're not exactly the same, but
because they're small pictures. Is that your whole logic?
No, some of the humor.
Pair it up with Collar. The Collar.
Stop. You go.
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense to me.
The Collar, though, does hit horror more than this does, if we're being honest.
They're telling horror stories. Well,
let's rate it. Okay, can I rate it then? Yes. I'm also with Pugs. I'm a 4.
Cool.
Hello?
Oh,
did Dad have a stroke?
Awkward pause. Oh, okay. I thought you were following your 4 up with something. I'm sorry.
I thought it froze.
Jesus, Lord.
Then I was like, oh, good one.
There was nothing else left for me to say, that I was talking about.
I thought you were going to talk shit again. I was like,
I got some shit to say. Please donate to our Patreon so we can afford a better host.
There you go. Maybe we can get the girl from this.
Yeah, you don't do well when girls are involved. Then you have to cancel shows.
Showgirls, how am I going?
Hey, this is not the time for that.
And spoiler section, Dan, take us there.
All right, so now we are into our spoiler section.
Okay, pause. I was just gonna say, fuck. Keep going.
God damn it!
I fucked that one up.
Yeah, I know.
Probably on purpose so we can get that new color bar.
Yeah, he's doing some kind of shit. I know him. All right, spoiler section time, guys. We're going to talk about the movie. You don't want it spoiled. You want to check this one out for yourself. So see what you think. All right, here we go. You've been warned. So I did love the ending. I thought that was pretty funny there, how she wrote the book.
James Cameron from those Titanic movies. Fucking rolling. I liked her.
Yeah, and it is some of the awkward humor. I thought it was funny when she was signing for him and everything, and it's like, I never thought I'd make a friend. It's like, bye, Fred. It's a specific humor that, like I said at the beginning, I was just kind of like, oh man.
I did like how Fanny's stories, though, even though she was, the more woke of, between her and other dude that was a Stephen King mark. I liked how her stories were more fucked up. Like she had like this long, like creepy rape scene and all these like weird undertones of pedophilia. I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, the thing I liked about this the most is because this is totally new school versus old school with the story. I don't know. I think I would have loved to see, the werewolf's makeup or the little goblin that was, wanted to kiss the girl, or the whole American Idol scene. I would have loved to see all of those things come to life, because I think there's huge amount of potential there. And I think maybe this was a case of, I don't know. I don't want to fucking say it's pretentious, but I don't know. Like, if you're watching a movie and you're not actually seeing the actions go out and it's all up to your head, I don't know. I find that a little pretentious, in my opinion.
In this case, I would go clever and cost-effective over pretentious. But I do get a hint of arrogance in this movie, so I can't even fault you for feeling that way.
Yeah.
But they did have the cool hand, and then you fill in the rest. And then I thought the shadows of the trees was fucking awesome. I was like, that's when I knew. I'm like, okay, we're not gonna get too many visual effects. We're just gonna get. It's gonna be up here, and I don't know. I like that shit.
Yeah, you're right about campfire stories, but I don't know if it ever is going to get to the point though where it unnerves a lot of people.
And this is spoiler talk for what? This is made program stuff, Dan. Why save your points?
It got creepy.
I
when
said that. I said
started,
it's not.
He started snapping, and then he was making her uncomfortable, and she was all big and bad. Miss, I'm the fucking best writer. Oh, when she started flexing on him with those, I was in New York Times, Vulture. I was like, oh, you bitch.
At the very end, but not really before that. It was always pretty much a comedy until the very end. It's 99% comedy.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it's not good. I'm just,
No, it's one of those comedies that, like, there's not many movies that fall in this category, but there are movies that go full comedy and then they have the things that are going to pull you in as a horror fan. The thing I will say about this, and like this has nothing to do with spoilers, so you can take that shit off, but fucking Shudder, I think, really does do a great job of finding people that enjoy things from all wide spectrums of horror. Because like they have, I think it's interesting when we talk about these things on Shudder, because we, honest to God, I feel maybe other than a couple of times, we're always kind of across the board with their more controversial stuff. When their stuff is just, straight horror, that's one thing. But when they start going through the lines of like, all right, like here's some like kind of woke horror and here's some kind of, old school horror, where you guys fall in there. And I love that about Shudder. And to be honest, man, I think Shudder doesn't get enough credit as like being as great of a streaming service as it truly is, because there isn't really bad shit on Shudder at all, other than maybe a couple of things.
It's come a long way, because when it first started, it sucked ass. Yeah. I'm like, why am I paying for this fucking thing?
I did the free trial. I did the free trial, and I was like, I don't need this.
Yeah. But like all of a sudden it started like kicking up. I'm like, oh, they found their footing. Here we go. And
last few years.
I'm never gonna fucking unsubscribe though. Like even when it sucks, I gotta support horror.
It's important for Shudder to succeed, because as things go more into the streaming realm, which it already is, but as it takes over completely, I think it's good that you have a streaming service that will play stuff like this and all the variety that they have, because that's the thing. You may not love everything on Shudder, but there is a good variety. And I just saw
I don't mean to interrupt you, but to say about the variety, think about the shit we've got in the past couple of months. I mean, we've gotten this thing that's like totally out of the left field, and then you got the Host movie, which is a great, pretty good found footage movie that was made during a pandemic. And then you got Beach House, which is, kind of Lovecraftian horror that maybe I didn't like, but other people I know enjoy the shit out of that movie. And like they hit everything that a horror fan truly could want. So even if you don't like one thing, next month or maybe next 2 months, they'll pull you back in with something that's really fucking good that's going to get your attention. I mean, some of my highest ratings, like Yummy is fucking, go watch Yummy if you guys haven't. Then go watch that review.
I will watch Yummy probably again this month. That's how much I like that movie. But they're also not afraid to put up stuff like Veronica, which is horrible, but it's the modern day Manos Hands of Fate. So.
Yeah, it takes balls, bro.
Yeah.
Dan plays with cats. No, I can't remember what it was called.
Dan don't wear pants.
Dan don't wear pants.
Dogs Don't Wear Pants is a very good BDSM drama. So there you go. So that's all I've got with spoilers. Any closing thoughts, guys?
This is a very good meta horror comedy. Heavy on the comedy. And if you're out there, holler.
Well, I don't have anything else, Dan.
That's all I've got, guys. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We don't tell you that enough, so please do it. It really helps. And Follow us on all the social media bullshits. I will steal Pugs.
Wow.
Steal Pug's line, motherfucker.
And we're on Slasher now, so follow us there too. Fuck you, Dan.
God.